screens the peaceful passing of power in Washington following a historic U.S. presidential election. Many of you have incubated the ideas for ventures that you have launched or will soon launch, and many of you have done extraordinary things for the community. As your time as an MBA student comes to an end, I just want to focus on two things that great business schools like ours can impart. The first is the power of business itself to do tremendous good. Business is a force that transforms economies and transforms society. Unfortunately, that premise is under attack as we're in the midst of this significant downturn. To many, the capital, all of you, that means not just a skill set, it means a mindset that you can carry with you and whose value will unfold over a lifetime long after your first job. On both of these points, I'm proud of your program and I'm proud of you. It's precisely with these thoughts in mind that I remind you that yours is a great business school. It's a world-class institution that marries rigorous theory with real-world practice. And it does so in a global community of creative, diverse individualists, like you. It has been my honor to be a faculty member here for the past 21 years, and I'm particularly proud to be your dean. While I fully appreciate the scope of the economic challenges you face, I want to remind you that some of the great entrepreneurs got their start during the toughest economic times and even helped lift the veil of recession. I'm thinking of such beginnings as Revlon and Hewlett-Packard in the 1930s, Apple in the mid-1970s, and MTV and Cisco in the early 1980s, as well as path-breaking products like Texas Instruments transistor radio in the 1954 recession and the iPod in the 2001 recession. There are also many examples from our own community, such as Richard Richmond, who graduated in 1973 in the midst of an oil crisis and a market price, yet went on to create one of the nation's biggest residential property companies. And even today's distinguished speaker, who's known for his terrific success in the media industry, graduated right before an economic recession in 1980. If we recollect our nation's history and its deep entrepreneurial roots, there is ample reason to believe that entrepreneurship and business opportunity are very much alike. So what happens now? In one sense, easy sense, you graduate. You will become a part of our alumni network throughout the world. You go from being a student to being an alum making his or her mark in the world, like Bob Friedman, our honored guest, or Jerry Spire, or David Zelaznik, or Shelley Lazarus, or Henry Kravis, or Russ Carson, Warren Buffett, Art Sandberg, Mario Gabelli, Jerry Chazen, or Paul Colello, or any of 38,000 movers and shakers around the world. But I'm old-fashioned. On days like today, I prefer the term commencement because it brings for you an explicit reference to a beginning. You begin soon a new life of engagement in business and in society. I know that you have a lot to contribute to both, and that you will. But most of all, never forget what a noble calling business is, and the power that lies in each and every one of you to transform the lives of other business leaders and entrepreneurs, along with communities and nations around the world. I want you to remember that your MBA is a master of choices. And what matters most to me today is not the change jingling in your pocket right after commencement, but the change you are about to make in the world. Congratulations to all of you. Give yourselves another round of applause. It is now my pleasure to introduce today's distinguished speaker, Robert Friedman. Bob graduated from Columbia Business School in 1980 and has been a member of the school's Board of Overseers, being one of my bosses, since 2001. He's president of Radical Media's global entertainment company, which creates and distributes TV, film, digital media, and branded content across many platforms. The company has a number of award-winning feature film assets, including The Fog of War. In addition, its numerous TV credits include the pilot episode of Mad Men, which I suspect a few of you have seen. Bob has more than 25 years of experience as a top-ranking entertainment executive.
The Robert and Jacqueline Willis Text Research Prize is awarded for superior skill in the area of text theory, practice, or research. This year's recipient is Andrew Welch.
Jerome Schumann. Ankit Deepak Shah. Yaji Chen. Isabella Stanka. Brad Starkweather.
Ankit,
Neil Steinman.
wait.
Town and simply wants to meet for drinks, be there. When a classmate is competing in a race and could use a cheerleader, be there. When a classmate could benefit from your help, support, or simple presence, be there. All of us have people here today who have been there for us and whom we can't thank enough. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. On a personal note, my father, Martin, is in the audience today. I'd love to introduce him to all of you, and I'm hoping that you can help me out. Dad, would you please stand? If you were in my cluster E09, would you please stand? If we were peer, no, please, keep standing. You've been sitting all day. If we were peer advisors together, would you please stand? If you sailed on the Windborne, the Binti, or the rest of the St. Bart's fleet, or if we took another incredible trip together, would you please stand?
Turned around and said, what he's trying to say is you ain't seen nothing yet. That's my message for you. Congratulations, class of 2009. Give yourselves a final round of applause. Now let the music begin. The ceremony is